Alrighty now, this is DJ Zave with Rage and Riff on Castle Black Radio, and today I'm going to be interviewing Jeremy Lykins from Diffuse Network.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Hello, hello. Now, I got about 8 questions written down, but I'm going to try to come up with some other questions too while I'm at it.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and I feel like we're going to have a good conversation about this. I think most of these questions are pretty valid. Some of them, I don't know. We'll see though.
That's all right, man. I'll try to answer any question I can, So I'm pretty transparent too, so it's pretty good.
Alright.
I don't have any.
So the first question I have for you here is, how did Diffuse Network start?
Okay, so that's a really good question, actually. I live in Indianapolis, and I used to be a vocalist for a metal band, right? So, was very involved in the scene, and I saw a lot of dissension in the scene, right?
Mm.
And bands were fighting amongst each other, and I just came up with this idea to start a podcast, right?
Mm.
And play these bands together that were arguing on the podcast, where they'd be like, well, one would promote the podcast and the other would promote the podcast, and they're just like, what is going on here? And it actually really diffused the situation. It wasn't originally called that. Originally it was called Rise of the Lycans. Just as a play off the Underworld movie. So it ended up diffusing the whole situation. Those bands stopped arguing, and I believe they even started playing shows together. So, which was really cool. So, the podcast eventually was picked up by an internet radio station as a radio show. So it went from podcast to radio show, right? Mm-hmm. And then something happened just between me and that radio station. And I stopped doing that. Brought back to podcast, and then decided I wanted to go into video, right? So then I did a couple of just a few videos on the Diffuse Network YouTube, just videos together and like titling them and everything. It kind of had that music video station vibe, right? And that went pretty well. And then I came across, I believe it was an ad for starting up your own Roku channel, right? Mm. I thought, man, that sounds pretty cool. I have a Roku. I'd like to see what that's all about. It was a company called TV Startup, which I'm not going to recommend them, but just it kind of ripped me off. But it's still going. I'm no longer with them, but I had a live stream and on-demand video, kind of like Netflix, basically. So I had kind of that set up, right? And so I was thinking of shutting it down, and just because it got very costly, and I was having trouble getting sponsors, and ended up going another route and programming it, learning how to program the station myself on Roku. Mm-hmm. And that's where we're at now. I don't know if you've seen it or not. We have a couple hundred videos on there right now, and it's only been up on this platform, this particular channel, maybe 2 months, I think. Yeah. But we've had submissions from independent artists everywhere from I think I got Demi Lovato, Slipknot, Stained as submissions too. So like it is kind of progressed. The analytics are pretty good for starting out. I get to interview with cool people like you. So yeah, that's how it all began, really. I mean, I know that's a probably a longer answer than you were expecting, but that's where it all started from. Was basically seeing the music scene in Indianapolis just fighting against itself, and is pretty much non-existent now.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, that's where the name Diffuse came from. It was diffusing the situation of the music scene.
Yeah.
So as a podcast, so then when I turned to TV, chose to call it Diffuse Network. But I have a URL, diffusetelevision.com, that'll take you to the main website. So it's a redirect. So, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, you said long answer, dude. You can go as long as you want with this. The longer, the better.
Okay. Yeah, but I hope that answers your question.
Oh, dude, that covers all bases, and I really do appreciate that because I've had some interviews where I'll ask somebody a question, they'll answer with like 3 words, and I'm like, all right, I gotta start making up stuff on the fly to kind of fix this one before it just becomes a 3-second interview.
You're not gonna get that from me, man.
That's what I need.
I love to talk about stuff that I'm passionate about, and basically, like seeing the reaction when I make a post that I put someone on my Roku channel, and they're like, "What?" I had a band called that has played like Metal in the Mountains in Blue Ridge. I put them up, Dying Oath, and their singer and their page just like blasted it. They're like, "This is so freaking cool! We're on TV now."
Yeah.
So,
no, yeah. I mean, that's a huge opportunity for a lot of bands, and I've been looking through Diffuse Network and everything else. I don't have a Roku, but I do have I have access to website. And also look through your Facebook. You guys are growing fast. Like, it's not slow. It's a fast progression, and that's awesome.
Yeah. My notifications are pretty crazy, dude. Like, it'll be like 18 people like this page or follow this page. I don't know what the difference is between. Here's my question. Maybe you can answer this. Okay, likes and followers at one point were the same thing.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden there's something different. Like, it doesn't give me the option. It either gives me the option to like or follow something. It doesn't give me both options anymore. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand that process too, because I run a rock page on Facebook, and that page has been going on since 2014. Back in the day, it was just like the page. There was no follow, right? So when I ended up creating the whole DJ Zave page and everything else like that, I see like and follow. I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm like, and so when I look at my my analytics, I have like 19 likes, 31 followers. I'm like, what is the difference though? Because the people can still see the content that I'm putting up one way or the other. I don't know why they have it,
I don't know, because they don't match. They don't match. That's the whole thing, is they don't match. Like, it doesn't give you any page I go to either gives me the like or the follow option. It doesn't give me both.
Yeah.
So
I think
like if it gave me the option to like and follow, I would do so. I'd do both.
Yeah, it's interesting. Facebook has gone down some interesting routes recently. I think honestly, the whole thing with social media, it's now like the big term is follow. So I think they should just drop the like and just keep it as follow. So
yeah, and that was a Twitter thing before it was X, the follow thing. And then Instagram came out and it had the follow thing, which was kind of like a Twitter with pictures, basically. That's what it boils down to. That's what Instagram is. And then, of course, Instagram did the Threads thing, which is Twitter ripoff. And, Instagram did the Reels, which was a TikTok ripoff. It's like, can you all just, like, work together or something, Like, can we just be... I don't have to be on, like, 5 different platforms to promote my stuff, Yeah,
so social media is, everybody's just trying to fight against one another. Nobody is really kind of doing real their own stuff. Everything's like a carbon copy of somewhere. Like Threads is a carbon copy of Twitter, like you said, and yeah, that social media is a painful place in a nutshell.
Yeah, but it's a necessary evil, basically. It's like do I really want to have a Facebook page? Not really. Do I need to? Yeah, if I want to do anything with my life, if I want to, like, I have a digital marketing business. I went to school for digital marketing. I have a page for that. I have a website for that. And so I have to have social media for that, and have to keep them all updated. And it's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it could be a hassle, I can bet.
I have a little bit of help with Diffuse, a guy named Doug Russ from the Rock Dog Show. I'm sure you probably crossed paths with him at some point, have you?
I've heard of him. I haven't.
Yeah, super stellar guy. He is killer. He is basically become my web guy for this, because I had a guy that was helping me out that had a stroke, Ron McKibben. So keep him in your thoughts or whatever. He's recovering. He was my A&R guy, the guy that was seeking out bands for the station, and he did it for a couple years. And it's just unfortunate. But Doug came along and kind of saved the day, because I was thinking about shutting it down completely, just because one person programming the station is enough. But not have any assistance on the other side is just nearly impossible.
Yeah.
So, because it takes a long time, quite a bit of time to put in to program the videos in. You have to have hosting. You have to have all that stuff. So you can't just YouTube link it to your Roku. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Okay.
So the next question I have for you is, where do you see Diffuse Network going in the near future?
Where do I see Diffuse Network going in the near future? I'm hoping that the growth is really good. Like, we're talking like what I did when I've had Diffuse for two years with the other company. And doing it myself, I've seen the numbers grow like way faster than what the other service was offering. So, I see it growing pretty fast, and I'm hoping to be able to get press passes and stuff to festivals, concerts, and stuff like that, and have picking someone up in the future that's very blessed as far as interacting with musicians, and not like, oh my gosh, you're such and such,
Yeah. Yeah, nah. I agree with that.
So I'm hoping to grow it somewhere to where like MTV used to be when they had music, basically. So that's what I'm hoping to do. I know you're pretty young. I don't know if you remember that or not, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember. I don't think it was particularly MTV that was doing that in my time period. I think it was this channel. I'm trying to remember the name. I think Fuse was that their channel?
Yeah, Fuse. I've been on Fuse before. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that channel when I was younger. But like I've been in conversations with like my family and friends about how like things are just so different today. Like MTV, music television, that's the name of it. And you go on, you see a show about people reacting to funny clips on the internet all the time. That has nothing to do with music.
It's ridiculous. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And people watched it because of the music videos. You had Headbangers Ball, which was like total metal, and like you had Jamie Joseph from Hatebreed hosting it. So like, people would watch it because of that. So
yeah, that's like the big thing with Diffuse Network. That's why I really wanted to get you on, because it feels like MTV coming back, but better.
That's basically what I'm trying to do, but an on-demand platform for mainly independent artists, where people can be like, well, I've got a recently added section on the Roku, and then people can go through and be like, and it's mainly rock and metal. There's a few that are questionable whether they're rock or metal or not. But
Yeah.
um,
I've looked through the
yeah.
set list before. I was looking at the one because how it all kind of like I've seen Diffuse Network around. I've seen it get posted around. I think a lot by Scully, and then he was like, "Yo, you should check out this, and that." And I'm like, "All right, cool, yeah, why not?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, can I interview this guy? Would that be possible?" And he's like, "Just shoot him a message." And he sent me all your contact information, and here we are today. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty open. I'm pretty open to like getting the word out.
yeah,
You know, because we get so stuck on our Facebooks and our Instagrams and all that stuff of just our followers that we have, but it's social networking, not social introverting.
yeah.
You know,
I agree with that.
so
100%. I mean, that's a big thing. I want to help, even if I can get like 2 people, that is to just help. Watch the content and follow the pages and do all that. I like to promote a lot of people in general because that's basically the big thing with DJing for me is I like to give the smaller underground artists and just other people who are also trying to make it in like the similar scenes that I'm trying to also establish myself in. I try to promote them as much as I can. The last interview I actually just did was with Scully's other band, Twisted World, and they're a very small band. So I was super excited to do that interview, and yeah, I feel like I talked a little bit in circles right there, but
oh, you're fine, dude. You're fine.
sometimes I get carried away with rambling, and then I just start talking, autopilot talking.
But it's authentic, dude. People don't like scripted shit.
Yeah.
You know?
If that was the case, man, I would just get an AI bot to interview people then. That would be scripted. Alrighty, so the next question I have for you here is, do you have any plans in the future to expand to Amazon Fire Sticks?
Yes.
Oh, hell
do.
yeah.
I actually am in the process of being accepted to the Roku channel, which is on Amazon Fire. So you can download the Roku channel in there. Right now, the software I'm using is strictly for Roku. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how that would work as far as expanding to Fire Stick. I know I'd probably have to get a Fire Stick in order to. I had to have a Roku to program the Roku, to develop the Roku app. So I mean, it's Fire Stick's nothing. It's like what, $20-$30, something like that.
It was about that.
So, yeah. My parents have a two or three Fire Sticks in their house.
Yeah.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Roku sticks in this house.
Oh,
so, but yeah, there are plans. I had actually was going to do that with TV startup, but the setup fees were absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking thousands of dollars. Ooh. And I'm like, no. You've already gotten so much money out of me. You should offer, like, I kept saying, hey, can you offer me a deal to get me on Fire Stick? Because people were asking if I could get on Fire Stick. So yes, that is definitely a goal. How soon that will happen, I don't know, because for one, I'll have to get a Fire Stick. 2, I'll have to figure out a way to transfer the Roku information over to the Fire Stick. Yeah. Because it's I might have to develop it completely separate, which then I need a team. I need somebody else programming. Yeah. So, but yeah, that is definitely a plan. That is definitely in the future. So, Roku was actually the first one to come out like that, and then Fire Stick came out, and then Apple TV, and you've got all these different devices, and the companies want to charge so much money to get on a different device. It's like, why? It's not that hard. Like the developing the Roku, I think initially when I did it myself, cost me $50, to develop the app, which is, I think, with the other one, they charge me. I'm not even gonna tell you how much. I don't mind saying $50, but the other part's kind of embarrassing. It's kind of like I got scammed,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, it is a learning process at the end of it, so.
Yeah. So
At least you've learned off of that.
I'll just say that programming it myself has saved me $250 a month.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The main reason why I asked about Fire Stick is because we had one Roku TV, which it was my brother's, and his TV decided to just explode or something. I don't know what happened to it. It just broke. So we're down to a whopping 0 Rokus, and everything in my house is Fire Stick. Like, we had cable boxes and everything else at one point, but we scrapped those and we switched to streaming on Fire Stick. So if whenever that comes out for the Fire Stick, that would be like my best chance to get the like Roku TV type of way on it, because I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the website that you have and the Roku run very differently. I don't know if that's true.
Yes, the playlists are from YouTube on the website.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the way that hosting them on it would cost too much to. We'd have to stamp every single video, and the way it's set up on the Roku is it shows the title and it shows the artist, and you click on it, there's the video, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's not much different. I'm just a little bit behind in the programming with the playlist on the website.
Okay.
He updates it every week, I think. And I think the playlists only allow like 150. I have 200 videos, but I'm still behind. I know that sounds weird, but but they coincide with each other, as much as I can keep up with.
Yeah, I got you.
So,
yeah.
but what you see on the website will be on the Roku. So actually putting stuff on the website before it goes to Roku.
All right. Cool. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, when the Fire Stick version drops, and I'm gonna post it like 15 times, I'm probably just gonna have the app open like the whole day, because like I said, this whole concept and this whole everything that you're doing with this is extremely cool, and I'm about as passionate as like a fan as you are as the programmer.
Yeah.
Maybe to a degree.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I'm really excited that it's growing the way it is. The website's gotten a lot of traffic. The Roku station's gotten a lot of traffic. And when you go to the website, which is thediffusenetwork.com, you can actually click on the Roku symbol or logo, and it'd take you straight to add to channel, and you just log in your Roku if you have a Roku, and it'll add the channel right there off the website. You don't even have to go to your actual Roku to add it, and then once you go to your Roku, it might be hours later, the channel will still be there. So
yeah,
that's a pretty cool feature.
Oh, that is really cool, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Right.
So
where am I at here? Okay. So, next question I have for you is, we were talking a little bit before about how you work with a lot of smaller local bands. And 100%, man, I really love that you do that. And I was wondering, because I have some material from smaller bands that I'm friends with and smaller bands that I enjoy. Would you mind if I send you in their stuff?
Oh, that's fine. It's fine as long as they have music videos. I'm good down. I've had people send lyric videos, which I'm not opposed to, and I've also had people send me pictures with audio,
Yeah.
and I won't do. I'm not going to do that. So I did do it for one particular record company in general, just to put them on the platform. But it's just, but they've got their own section, so.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I would have to look into if these bands have music videos or not, because usually when I'm listening on YouTube, when I'm just listening to music on my spare time, I typically just listen to the audios. But yeah, if they have music videos, some of the bands, I'll try.
Or
to send
lyric
you.
videos. Lyric videos work too because some of the even the bigger artists are doing lyric videos now instead of releasing music videos. So, which is cool because then people learn their music quicker because the words are there,
Yeah.
you know. So, MTV and Fuse never played lyric videos.
But
So,
were lyric videos like as big as big as they are today, as they were back then?
no, no, they were the software just wasn't. Um, I mean, we had Windows Movie Maker, and that was
Yeah,
about it.
I remember those days.
Yeah. So if the lyric video would be very what's the word? Atari-esque, basically.
Mhm. Yeah,
So
I remember the Windows Movie Maker days. That's when you just had random people just putting up their favorite song with lyrics, and half the time the lyrics were spelled wrong.
yeah,
I remember.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
those are times, man. Just brought back a memory. Alrighty, so next question I have for you here is, okay, sorry, I like tripped up my questions here.
Sorry, man.
What are some of the coolest bands you got to work one on one with on Diffuse Network?
Work one on one with, or just in general,
Like
in my.
more like in general. I think I wrote the question a little weird.
Okay. Well, probably one of the coolest people that I've ever met in my life is Joey Belladonna from Anthrax. I played a show with him.
Mm.
He was super cool. We played with him while he was on tour with my band Betray with a Kiss that I used to be in. I was the vocalist for, which I don't think I mentioned that yet. But it, and he's with Anthrax, and on his tour, it was a very small club, and he said we were the best band he'd ever seen live open for him.
That's awesome.
And the next day he was playing Download Festival in front of 250,000 people. You know, um, Melissa Cross, she works with Slipknot, Disturbed, and um, bands like that. She was my vocal coach. She's also the vocal coach for those bands.
Mm.
I think I got to work with her. As far as Diffuse goes, I really haven't crossed paths with any big artists. As far as big artists with Diffuse, I've just gotten submissions that there hasn't been really like any interaction with those artists other than submissions, which is still interaction, right? Like
Yeah.
Corey Taylor, Stained, Demi Lovato, um, Stitched Apart, and groups like that have sent me their stuff. So, which is really cool, you know. Um,
I have a pretty good question for you. This one's a big shot in the dark. This wasn't written down, but I just thought of it now.
yeah.
So, do you think at some point you can try to hook me up with an interview with Corey Taylor? Because that is my dream interview to do.
Um, I think I could probably reach out to my vocal coach that I spoke with. I haven't spoken to her in years, and see. But I mean, it's a long shot, but
It's a big
it
long
doesn't.
shot.
You can bang on some doors, you know. look for the right connections.
Yeah, I've been trying to find that
I've
for a
never
little
actually,
while.
yeah. So I'm sure you'd be starstruck. You would be able to talk.
Oh yeah, I would. I don't even know what I would say. I mean, I know what I would say, but I'd have the whole prompt in front of me, the whole questions. I'd be like, all right, all right, all right. It wouldn't go well, but at some point though, that is definitely one of my big interviews that I want to do. I want to get Corey Taylor on, Corpse Grinder, James Hetfield, but those are all long shots.
Well, just keep growing your name, and interviewing people, and you never know who you'll make connections with. But like, I wouldn't mind reaching out to her and seeing if she can make the connection. I'd do that for you.
I
So,
appreciate that. If it ends up all going well, you get most of the credit for that one.
no, I wouldn't need it.
Oh man, that would be crazy though. But that was just like a little off-topic question because you brought up the vocal coach for Slipknot, so that one clicked in my head. I was like,
Yep, Corey Taylor and I have that in common.
yeah, it's awesome, man. It's awesome.
Yep.
So next question I have for you here is what are some of your favorite bands that you listen to?
Some of my favorite bands I listen to, probably one of my favorites is Demon Hunter. I love Demon Hunter.
Yeah,
I
they're
saw them
great.
live last year, and they were absolutely phenomenal. Like, um, Gemini Syndrome, big fan of. These are recent, like, just like who I've seen in concert recently. Gemini Syndrome, they played with Adelaide's Way, and both those bands are just stellar and killer people too.
Hmm.
Um, Talked with some of them online from Gemini Syndrome, which has Meigs from Cold Chamber in that band, and the singer also has a band called Wyote. It's like Coyote but Wyote, with one of the guys that used to be in the band Snot. So, um, let's see here. Slipknot would be a definite
Oh
high.
yeah,
Uh, Mudvayne. I saw Mudvayne a
amazing band.
couple months ago. Yeah, Mudvayne. Co- Cold Chamber. Corn. Corn definitely. Corn is probably one of my favorites. It was a big vocal influence. I'm trying to think of who else. Um, that's one of those questions you go, how many bands do I listen to still? Um, Red, I like Red a lot.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking of my playlist here. But that's roundabout just um, as far as heavy bands go. Uh, I'm a singer slash vocalist slash screamer, so like um, I'm very adamant on the singer actually singing too when
Yeah.
it comes to listening to music because it's like all the time. You're like, what did he just say? It's like band. It's like band. Usually, I can tell by the logo if I'm gonna like a band. You know why?
Why?
You can't read it.
Yeah. That's like that death metal, deathcore genre. It's just like a bunch of scrounged up shapes as the logo, and it's supposed to be lettering. But yeah, we usually have a running joke with Castle Black, me and one of the other DJs, about how like the death metal scene or the deathcore scene and scenes like that just have like their lettering of their logo just all scrunched up and stuff. So
I've seen it so funny that they know it's so bad, right? That they have the letters in a readable font under it. I'm like, why? Why? Just why? Be like deceased, right? It's in a really messed up font, and then under it in like Times New Roman, it says deceased. Like
yeah. Yeah, no, that's the other big joke that we have is with that is Hall and Oates is one of the bands that we like, not bands, but one of the singers, and so we'll take Hall and Oates and we'll turn it into like death metal lettering, and then just put it over fucking Daryl Hall and John Oates. I think I said that right. I don't know if I mixed them up, but we'll do that and stuff like that because it's just I don't know. I don't know why the bands do that, but what do I know?
Well, I just had to make a flyer for a venue, and all but one you could read, and I was just like, "What's this band's name? How's anybody gonna know that they're gonna be there if you can't even read who they are?"
Yeah.
So,
No, yeah, I agree with that, 100%. But next question. Now, I've been holding off in this question. You've been talking about this a little bit, but off topic from Diffuse Network, you sent me a material of a band you used to be part of called Betrayed with a Kiss. How was your time with
yes.
that band?
Say that again.
How was your time with Betrayed with a Kiss?
2005 we started, right?
Mhm.
And 2008, or between 2008, 2005, 2008, we gained a very large following. This is before social medias, if that tells you anything.
Mhm.
Um, Doing the groundwork, flyering, going out and actually passing out flyers to people, getting kicked out of malls because I was, quote, soliciting. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. I just passed out 1,000,000 flyers. Not really 1,000,000, but, but everybody's got them in their hands. So somebody complained that I was soliciting, and I got kicked out by the mall. So, which is fun. Um, in 2008, our guitar player um, got a liver transplant. He fell ill and had to get a liver transplant, and got the liver transplant, and then the medication to keep for him not to reject the liver caused his kidneys to fail, and we lost him. So that was a real hard hit for us as Betrayed with a Kiss. So we really didn't know where to go from there. Um, about a year later, came back with one of his best friends as the guitar player, and he played. They played in a band together for years, and we picked up the pieces and kept moving forward, right? And sorry, I got a little emotional there.
No, it's all good, man. I completely understand.
And started moving forward. Then we ended up recording an album in 2012, and shooting a music video, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the music video was picked up by Rive Promotion and went on to MTV2 and Fuse. So it was actually on air for a while. So we got pretty big pickup from that. Then we hit the charts, the metal and rock charts at like number one for above, like we're talking above like Metallica and Korn and Five Finger Death Punch.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
As an independent artist, I can send you the screenshots of those if I can find them. It wasn't a very well-known chart, but the Google search results were insane. Like if you typed in most watched metal video, it was the first one that popped up out of like 5 million results. So if you would have typed in most watched metal video at that time, we would be at number one in the Google search. So
Yeah, that's actually crazy. Oh my god.
yeah. So that happened then, and we stayed at number one probably for 6 months, I think.
That's not bad.
Maybe hit number two every one of those months, which I was like, I don't mind being second. Second's pretty good, you know. And I'm trying to think after that. After that, we just kept playing shows, and had I kind of had a falling out with one of the members in 2012.
Mm.
I left the band, and 2013 they asked me to come back for a show at the Mirage with Chimera,
Mm.
and I did that show, just kind of a one-off thing deal, right? And let me get my thoughts here together. We did that show and it went really well. Had a good crowd. It was very cool. I forget some of the other bands that played that day, but they were it was awesome. It was a festival. So and it was at a venue where I had seen Megadeth play even,
Ooh,
so
yeah.
so so that was pretty cool. So I think it was like a week later, my guitar player called me up and said, "Hey, we need to talk." I was like, usually I'm like, "Oh crap." I was like, "What's up?" He goes, "Would you be interested in rejoining the band because Dark Star Records, which is a Sony sublabel, wants to sign us?" So I was like, "Yeah, sure," and I was all about it, right?
Mm.
And so we ended up getting our album re-released on Sony, and I had some medical issues to where I had to leave the band, but I'm still in good. It was an awesome time in Betray with Guests. Like we gotta do a lot more than most, especially as an independent artist. We did more than. I mean, I actually talked to a couple people who were like, "So, how are you gonna help me? We're already on Diffuse, not Diffuse, but MTV and Fuse. Um, we got radio play, like locally.
Mm.
We were we were on the front page of the rock alternative station here in Indianapolis on the main page of that. So we were getting regular rotation on the radio, and but I ended up having to leave the band in 2014, I think it was, because I lost some singing abilities. Don't know how. It's just not there. So,
Yeah.
but that's my time in Betrayal with a Kiss. It was so awesome, and I miss it. But I don't miss the lifestyle that goes along with it.
Yeah, and I can understand some of the reasons of lifestyle. I feel like everybody's reason for going through negative lifestyles with bands and or just being an artist in general is very different. But I've seen like a lot of artists that I've really liked over the years go down into bad habits and bad lifestyles and all that type of stuff. So I can understand that completely.
Well, yeah. I mean, it goes along with the fact if you're playing in the club and you go to that club the next night and you packed it out the night before that, they're not going to charge you for drinks.
Yeah, that could that can make it a pretty interesting show.
Yeah. No, I meant like if you go into a club after you've played the
Oh,
show,
after you
like
played, okay.
the next day or so, and they're like, "Oh, drinks are on the house. We banked off you last night." So, you know.
Nah, yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see some crazy stuff from that. Free drinks, man.
Yeah.
You tell me free drinks, and next thing you know, I'm waking up somewhere where I don't even know where I'm at.
We'll not even go there.
Oh man. But another thing I kind of just thought of, right? So I actually have interest in trying to create like a solo project for metal at some point. I'm kind of working on it and I'm not proud of myself with it because sometimes I'm just like, yeah, this doesn't sound good. So I just keep scrapping the projects over and over. But like, if you had to give some advice to not just me, but anybody else who's new into the scene when it comes to actually creating the music, what advice would you give?
Never stop. Never stop. If you feel passionate and wanting to be an artist, do it. Do it. Just freaking do it and put your all into it. I started out on piano at age 9, right? And started my first band at age 17. Um, before that, I was playing keys at church, and went on to play bass, and then I played bass and sang in my first band, and like did covers. Like that's when people not cover bands. I'm like, my first band was a cover band. I wouldn't have gotten anywhere musically had I not done that first. Playing other people's music. My second band was an original band. You know, um, don't listen to the naysayers. If
Mm.
somebody says your stuff sucks, and who cares? Somebody's gonna love it, you know. And hone your craft. Like what I did, I went and got training from the best vocal coach in the world to be the best,
Yeah.
you know. So basically, what happened is we recorded our album, right? And then I went to perform it, and it was nearly impossible for me to perform what I recorded, and I had to lose. I had to take a break and get some training to learn the proper breathing techniques to be a vocalist for a metal band, because I just got winded and learned certain techniques and everything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I would say hone your craft. Just keep playing that guitar. Keep playing those keys. Sing in the car, in the shower, in your room, and wherever you're at. Sing, 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 sing. You know, it's like working out. Your vocal cords are like a muscle, right?
Mhm.
So they are a muscle. So the more you work it out, the stronger it's going to get. But it'll get weaker first. You know, when you work out, your muscles get weak and then rebuild. You
Yeah.
know, so
Well, I know all about working out because I used to be my specialty, and then now I'm sitting here just browsing around on my computer, lost a muscle, but that's a whole different topic.
but yeah, I mean, it's just drive. You gotta have the drive. If you're in it to make money, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. If you're in it because you just want to like me, it was a way of expression. It was a way to say how I felt. It was a way to scream at people, right? You could scream at people, and they're like throwing up the horns instead of getting mad at you. You
Yeah.
know? So,
Yeah, I mean, music for me, I'm alright at writing lyrics, of course, but when it comes to making music for myself, it's the actual making the song that always gets me all messed up. But when I write my lyrics down for any song that I make or try to make, it's usually from something that is an experience going on within me or a way how I feel. Like if I feel super happy, I'm gonna write down super happy lyrics. If I feel angry, super angry lyrics. So,
oh yeah.
I like to try to express myself and my personal feelings within in my music that I never end up actually creating. I want to. I need to learn how to stay on key. That's the issue.
Well, um, I could probably help you out in that area. So,
Awesome. Yeah. I mean,
mm,
definitely figure something out. I would love to get because I have a joke band that I do. It's called Toasted Cheese. It's just all supposed to be terrible trash music. That's the whole objective. But I want to get like an actual serious project just for passion reasons, just to get the music out there. I can care less if it gets 10 plays, 5,000 plays. Just something serious that people can listen to, and maybe they can relate to the songs or have similar experiences to how I feel in the music.
oh yeah, dude, there's nothing better than writing a song, playing in front of a crowd, right? You've got your album out, and they're singing along with you. There's videos of our band of the crowd being so loud you can't even hear me singing.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, they're singing the words, and it's like that's when when someone messages you and said your music saved my life. Like your words kept me from offing myself.
Mhm.
Like you can't like you feel very accomplished as an artist to be like that, you know.
No, yeah, I completely agree. Saving a life
And
is what's important.
yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened many times, you know, and it's just that's when you know that you've done something, you know.
Yeah, and that's basically my sole objective with music is, and not just my sole objective with music. My I have one end goal in my life before anything else is said and done. My end goal is to positively impact every person that I stumble across one way or another. So definitely with music, I can, if I can do that with music as well, that would be just amazing for me to do.
Hmm.
But yeah. So actually, that wraps up all of the questions here. Um,
Okay.
Before I just shut everything down and do all the fun stuff, if you have anything you would like to say to anybody listening right now, whether that's on YouTube or Castle Black, stage is yours.
Well, if people want to submit their videos, I still have it under radio, but diffuse radio, DIFFUSE radio at gmail.com is the best way to email. Or you can go to the site, which is thediffusenetwork.com, and just click on the email link there too to send videos. And I'll get up there. You know, I like helping out artists. And the thing is, bigger artists are looking at it because they're submitting to it, you know, so it's growing, and it's it's very encouraging to see that too, you know, as a owner of a station. And I I don't know, that's really all I got. I think we've talked enough to like run out of words here. I'm like
Yeah, I get that. But thank you, Jeremy, for coming on to my
oh, you're
show.
welcome, man. Hopefully I answered all your questions for you.
I think you did an amazing job with that.
Awesome, awesome, dude. Well, it's nice meeting you and nice talking to you, and we'll